What's going on, you guys, and welcome to Stranded Alien Dawn. In the last episode, I had to completely redo an entire hour's worth of work. Now, I think I did it about as close as I had it in the last one. The last time I did it. The only difference is this little section right here, I didn't force anybody to build yet. So aside from that little addition here, the base and everything that's placed and everything that's done is caught up to where I should be. With the addition of these two instead, I managed to get some more weapons done. But regardless, let's get into it, you guys. For this one, I'm going to continue to work on the Xenoflora Blight. I'm going to hopefully amass a stockpile of resources. Oh, nice, I scavenged a ton. Nice. So yeah, I'm just waiting on some metal now. We've been having a couple babies here and there, and I've been assigning their beds to them as they get to it. Oh yeah, the blight was over there, that's why I had it cut. We've got one little baby Draka hanging out over here. This little section's future food, little eatery area. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna need that much. Yeah, I'm not gonna need all of that. I'm just gonna need about that. Now, the reason I have a 4 wide over here is because I have all of this and I have all of this. So that, we'll probably only need that. I mean, realistically, this section right here with that right there is technically this, and that's warranting only 2. If they need some extra food, well, they can go to the shared eatery here. Eventually, I might add more eating stations on the foundations over here. The foundations are just more or less a blocker for the bugs spawning in my base, which I had to do this to take care of that. A little troublesome. And then yeah, the way the base is designed, it handles exactly like a horde base that I would want to work on 7 Days to Die. Now, I wouldn't use this layout for a horde base on 7 Days to Die. Oh God, no. I mean the pathing system. They'll take the least path, the path of least resistance. Come on, words, work right. All right, so it'll take the path of least resistance. Sorry if you guys couldn't tell, I've been on a short break, and getting my brain and my mouth to work together, it's more work than I thought it would be. Okay. So, I have the central area, which is the beginning of the pathing system, which I pretty much describe at the beginning of every video. I need to stop doing this. Right, this is going to be the last time that I explain it. If anybody in the future wants to know, I'm going to redirect you back to some of these videos. So don't think that I'm just trying to brush you off. It's literally every video, and the people that have been around here for a while, I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing the same exact stuff time and time again. Alrighty. So butchering and hauling, lots of bug stuff, making lots of fuel. So I think when it comes down to the carbon nanotubes, I might actually be fine. That's not the one I'm making it in. This one. So they need the metal alloy and the fuel. The metal alloy is the trickier thing to get my hands on, as it's being thrown into other means. Everything else breaking down requires it. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had a better wind turbine. I'm stuck with the basic, where I have a regular solar panel, I have an improved solar panel, and then I've got the graphene solar panel. I really need the upgraded wind turbine. I'm just wondering when they're going to give it to me. The mission that drops it hasn't been, feeding me its usual. They gave me something else. They've been giving me like sleep training and those kind of things. They haven't been giving me the weapons or the power. They did once, but this was also with like the fuel crafting and the sleep training and the battery. So at least I was thankful and lucky. Well, I was lucky enough, and I'm thankful for it to get that battery upgrade. That, in my opinion, is the best upgrade in this game. Being able to have twice the power per battery. Now I only need 4 batteries instead of 8. Or 20 batteries instead of 40. You see what I'm getting here? You only use half of them, but it gives you, yeah, I don't need to explain mathematics to you guys. You understand, 1 plus 1 makes 2, and 1, or 2 is better than 1. Sorry, it's a bad habit being a father. You're constantly trying to teach your children new things, and it is starting to rub off on the channel, I'm noticing. And I'm starting to talk to you guys like you're my toddler. I need to remember, you're not toddlers. You're adults and semi-adults. Yes, I consider anybody under the age of 25 as a semi-adult. I myself didn't have my head on my shoulders until I was 32. So anything below that, I consider a kid. Or, I'll say a pre-adult. You got your teen, you got your preteen, your teen, and then you got your pre-adult, and then you got your adult. Just because you're old enough to smoke and drink doesn't mean you're level-headed enough to support a family, to own a house, to run a business, any of that kind of stuff. When I was, 25, I was chasing women. I wasn't planning my future. I wasn't planning my child's future. I didn't have any cares in the world except for what I needed in that moment. I know that's just me. I'm not everybody. I have an interesting way of looking at life, an altered perspective, if you will, because of my autism. I see things that most people wouldn't, and vice versa. I don't notice things that would be, typically considered common sense. I skipped that day at school. I decided to go play hooky and play baseball at the batting cages. Yeah, my brain went somewhere else that day. Common sense I don't have a whole lot of, though I have enough to get by. That's why I married my wife. She's the common sense of the department. I'm the book smarts. Whenever she needs to know a useless fact, I got you. Every time. Like, babe, what's this? This. Okay, thank you. Babe, what do I do? Do this. Okay. And then when I need the common sense, I ask her, say, this doesn't seem right to me. And then she'll break it down if she needs to. Let's try and slow my brain down a little bit. Right, so I've had Samantha just doing a bunch of research lately. I don't mean to do it. Just have her research nonstop. So I think I'm going to stop. Yeah, I'm going to halt all the progress on all the research, and I'm going to let her work on other things. I do have a plethora of buildables that need to be built. And I say plethora, but it's not really. I have things that need to happen around the base, construction, harvesting, storage, crafting, food to be made, traps to be reset, all of that fine stuff. So by having that extra hand to do it, I should be able to get things done a lot faster. I'm just wondering what she's going to be up to. Oh, she's constructing all the animal stuff. Constructing feeders. Constructing beds. Nice. Okay, let me look over here. Alright, that's done. That means this little fellow will have a spot to eat. Right over here. And with that said, let me go ahead and give him something. I believe they enjoy, if memory serves right, buttermelon. And I'm going to throw in some hay as well. I'm going to go ahead and 1 slot per item and store here first. As per all of them, that way I can get them stocked immediately. Okay. So I have a couple little food items out here, just in case I forget to feed them. I'm hoping that they'll eat off the vine. I don't want to remove the field, as it could potentially allow the bugs to spawn in, which is why I've just left it in its field form. Otherwise, I would have removed the field and just let it grow and wither over time. One thing I need to get rid of, though, this stuff. Harvest and cut. Over here. Harvest and cut. Harvest and cut. Harvest and cut and harvest. Yeah, I want to remove those off my backyard. Get a better understanding of what I've got going on back here. I've got all this room and it's not being used for anything. So I think I found where I'm gonna put. Yeah, that's where my power's going. My power's gonna go in this section right here. I'm going to enclose it, so don't worry about that. It's gonna get its own little wall system. And then I have to figure it out. Or, let me see. I'm gonna move these. I'm gonna move these over here. No, I'm not. I'm gonna move them. Oh, those are just hungry pests. Okay. I'm gonna move that over here. Yeah, I'm gonna move it over here. And that'll clear up all that space right over here. And afterwards, yeah, I'm gonna put that one there. Afterwards, I can move these around. Let's see here. I can even space them out too. At least I hope I can. Got to find out how well that's gonna go. Nearly done. And by nearly done, I mean just over halfway. I hate doing this. If there was a way to edit out all of this without... Yeah, there really isn't a way for me to do that. I was about to say if there was a way for me to edit out all of this while keeping the content, it'd be great, but you can't. I'm doing a non-edited playthrough. Yeah, swell. I think I'm gonna add another one of those. Where's my leisure at? I have some more leisure that needs to be placed down. I'm gonna throw in a couple more of these shooting ranges, or the targets, the shooting targets. Let me see. I have one punching bag. I've got one bench press. Let me get a second bench press in and another punching bag. Okay. And then the bag, we'll put it right next to it. Same with that one. And then I'm going to add a second dartboard over here. After that, I'm going to add in one of these. That's going to get moved over here. I'm going to add another one of those. And then some VR sets over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know what? I'm going to let all that go because it's only 50 carbon nanotube. Yeah. So overall, not too shabby on the resources. I need to get... Where's it at? I need to harvest this. Or alternatively, kill something. But I think I'm just going to go over here and harvest this. Yeah, I'm going to get those skin barks really quick. Get them added in. There's nobody trapped, is there? Alright, no, good. They built intelligently. Usually I have a problem with people getting stuck over in between the two barriers as I build them. Okay. Lovely. Garrison. 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 And garrison. And play. Alright, so I'm about to get attacked. On top of that, the hungry pests are being targeted by the attacking swarm. What's going on? Why did time slow down? They're not attacking something I own, are they? No, but they're attacking my... Yeah, I don't know why they're slowing down time. They're not attacking anything I own aside from my walls. However, I'm about to get attacked. So, everybody on the roof, if you be so kind, do it insanely quick. Great. So the enemy's still on the outside of my base, even though I've got all of this planted. Can't wait to start getting it completely grown up and harvested. Honestly, I'm just going to remove the field after it gets planted. I'm already beginning to amass wood, just under 1,000. Let me go ahead and undraft, and then Ken, you want to build that, and the other one's down there. That'd be great. Where are you going to construct the turret for? Okay, whatever. Alright, so I'm about to get attacked. So Ken and Simon are, a bit chummy there. Huh. Interesting. Nothing wrong with that. To each their own, I suppose. Now, I need to get them to funnel into here. Hurry up and come on down. Perfect. Ken, you coming? It's like, yeah, I'm coming. Alright, just making sure, dude. You're grabbing stuff from some awkward places. And why is he building this one? I need him to build these ones. Whatever. At least all my flat cannons are completed. And it's not like I really need Ken. My survivors are handling just fine as is. After I knock out the Junos, I think I'm just going to let them do whatever they want. Let me see, undraft you. Can I set you to work over here? I can. You go build those two, Ken will build these two, I'll have these three shoot at them. And that one's bleeding, so I don't have to worry. Or the sniper will take it out, that works too. Alright, so I got 2 more Junos to worry about, and then a swarm of beetles. And a swarm of mantis. Or no beetles, it's just mantis. There's another Juno, currently unconscious. I don't think I can target it because it's under the fence line. Once it stands up, it's done for. And let me take a look at power. My nighttime's really going to start hurting, so I really need to bump it up with these. Then I need to build this, and I need to build the other, yeah, I need to build the other turrets. There's one pretty decent looking defensive line though, once it gets all thrown together and completed. Move over here. These will die on their own. I need to kill the Juno. So get to it, you guys. go get it dead. There's two of them. There's one here. Where's the other one? No. Oh yeah, it's right here. I think. Yeah, it's right there. This one needs to die. And then once it's dead, I can undraft and we'll be good to go. Keep it stunned. And only one animal left. And I don't have to worry about it. It will die rather quickly. Alright, so let me grab up all the bugs. Grab that row. Butcher the 4 Junos. Get those killed off. Well, harvested, I mean, not killed off. Next, to this section. Butcher and butcher and butcher. And then one more time. Put right over here. Butcher, butcher, and good to go. A couple things over here. I wonder, let me butcher this, get some more meat. Let me butcher that, get a little meat. I don't see any other dead corpses out here. I could make a whole plethora of dead corpses though. Plenty of dead bodies to be made. Alright, Yoko, what's going on with my weapons? Are they all crafted up? We got one sniper, not two. I've begun to make some armor. Speaking of armor, I don't think I have it selected. I've got the vest 2.0, but I don't have the first vest. Oh, that's right. I stopped her crafting it. Okay. So when I do research again, that's going to be the first thing. I'm going to work on some armor. Let me see if I can pre-program. I can't until it's all done. Okay. Plenty of butchering going on, handling of traps and reconstruction. That seems to be the day-to-day norm now. Get attacked, reset, get attacked, reset. And occasionally do a little building. But now that all that is reset, I'm going to begin the process of moving. I don't know how I'm going to do this, or how I want to do this. I guess let me start with the solar panels. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't have anything. Alright, so before I get any of that, then I have to sort out the power. Okay, so let me see here. I would be able to get in there? Okay, cool. That seems fair. Just put one where I think it should go on the other side. There. That's a little decent jumping spot for my power to continue to jump off of. Once all the poles are constructed, I think I'm going to start from the ends and then work my way in if I can with my survivors. Let's see, 0-100 hours. Samantha, there you are. Give me a flavor. Construct that pole. And then I'll just have her leapfrog it backwards. I can just get around them. Perfect. There's enough room. That's what I was worried about with putting the power poles here. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to actually get around them, but that seems to be not the problem. Or seems to be not the case. Construct this one. I forgot I also have to move these with her real fast. get these statues moved so that I can then begin planning out all my power. And then I have to reduce my fields. I don't have to reduce that field, I just have to reduce this one. Next, defense. Go to fortifications, the wooden variety. I'm gonna pull this out to about right here. Jettison it across. And run it into the wall. The next thing I'm gonna do is we're going to add in a gate so that I can go in and out as I want. And I'm going to position that. Where's the exit? I'm going to position it in between the door to the bottom and the door above me, which will be right about here. So the door below me and the door above me. That way when my survivors are walking, they're walking more or less in a straight line, or a straight-ish line. I don't want them going this way and then going that way, because that defeats the purpose. I want them to go as close to a straight line as possible. Okay, next. I have these doors over here to get out this way, so I don't have to worry about that. And now that I have this little area supplied with power, let me get to working on moving these. Tedious task to have so many of them. But since my back wall is completely secured, at least I think it is, I feel a little safer doing this right here. I used to have my power back here originally, and then one too many attacks kept constantly breaking stuff, and I got fed up. It's the fat little ones and their acid farts that deal all the damage to my stuff. The other creatures don't really mess around with it too much. It's just that one, the gelatinous fatness. And I'm going to move it all the way down to the door. Unfortunately, I can't move any ones that are broken down, so I'm just going to have to hold off on them, but once it's repaired, I'll be able to move it again. Can I move one more? No, it'll be in the way of the door. Okay, so now, since that's up against the wall there, I'm going to give it a little space. Just one little space, so that I can go in between these to repair them as needed. The last thing I need is my power to tell me, hey, we're breaking down, and for me not to be able to access it to repair it. The other thing that I love about this game and its power system is as long as it's built and connected to something, even if you select it to move, like I am now, it's not going to even hurt your power. See, I'm still at 1600, 1500. These are all technically invisible. They're not there anymore because they're being moved, but at the same time, I'm still getting the power that I'm supposed to be getting from them. Most games that have a power system usually tell you, sorry, you're SOL. You should have decided to, move one at a time instead of all your power. It's not our fault you're dumb. It's that kind of stuff. This game is a lot easier. It's a lot nicer. I can get away with doing these kind of things. Alright, so I'm going to put my basic solar panels over here, since breaking it down really won't get me my 1-for-1, so there's no point in breaking down these solar panels. It's not like I'm hurting on space. Just move them all. over here to this side, and that'll free up that interior wall a little bit, and it'll give me some more area to play with my power. Now, mainly the main improvement, the big improvement that I need to make is getting the solar roof on. Once that gets installed, it's going to be so much easier. Improve solar, improve solar. Okay, regular solar. Get my regular solars paired up together. And then I can move these ones. Number 1, number 2. I have quite a few of these, don't I? Yeah, I have a ton of power. The sad thing is, I'm gonna need a ton more. Let's see, does this block? It blocks. Yeah, it technically blocks, so I'm not even gonna bother. Okay, that blocks the door. Okay. So the thing I was worried about. Okay, then over here, I need to replicate it. That one, right? Yeah, that row. That row right there. Okay. However, these ones, I don't need to have them that close. I'm not going to bother with these ones yet. I probably shouldn't have done that. I can run my power over here. No, I had to do that for these over here so that I can then move my power to the other side and have it still work. Edmund, sorry for saying your name wrong. Power poles, sir. And honestly, I'm going to deconstruct this and just build the wall. So, yeah. Let's move these accordingly as well. Defense. Hiccups, what's the deal? It's like, I'm recording, so it's like, let's intervene. Let's get in his way. Let's put my one space, which will give me this one right here. And then let me see how close I would be getting to that. Because honestly, I might be able to put the other solar cell on the back side. Yeah. I can put the next upgraded tier over there. Alright, so move by 2. Right? Move by 2? Let me see. Oh yeah, move by 2. Moving day, you guys. Besides, preoccupying myself with this actually gets Ken to salvage the stuff that he needs to salvage. As you can see, I'm getting gasoline, I'm getting pretty much everything except for scrap metals. And I think the reason I don't have any scrap metal is it's getting instantly turned into other things. Yeah. So, I'm going to need Ken to continue doing that. He's over here salvaging as we speak. In the meantime, I'm going to continue moving my power around. And prepare for the next installment. The next row and rounds of power. Because if I have to make carbon nanotubes to make these ones, I'm just going to make a row of these improved ones. It's not 60 power, but it is 40. It's better than 20. As you see, I've got less of the 40 than I do the 20s. So power, the improved cells. Our electronic cost is going to go through the roof, but I don't care. This is a necessity. Now, I'm not building them, I'm just placing them. There we go. I should have clarified. No, I'll build them as I need them. Yes, I'll build them as I need them, not before. But I will place them before I need them. Oh yes. And I can't construct the next one because of obvious power pole reasons. There. And that's all but one over here, which means I can cancel that one, as I have this one to move still. And once this one gets moved, oh, I can move it while it's broken down. Nice, I didn't realize. Cool. Alright, and then from there, I can begin planning out the next row with this. Like such. And then pause them down, because that's a lot of metal and stuff that, again, I'm not hurting on resources, so I'm not going to worry about it. Once I begin to hurt on my power, that's when I'll start working. You know, we're about 1,000 power consumption with that 1,600, between 15 and 1,600. So that's not quite double, but it is a start. Get this one moved. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to boost my power. But I've got them all moving stuff currently. On top of that, we're taking care of the animals. It seems like I have 2 starving animals. Do I need to add more food spots? I think so. Okay, so let me add in some palm meats. Let me add in the buttermelon, and let me add in some hay. And then over here, I'm going to add in some hay, and I'm going to add in some chew roots. And then I forgot I need to store here first, and it's 1 per, and then I believe it was this one. Yeah, 1 slot per, and store here first. There we go. All right, a couple little food spots. That way these animals, oh, I see the problem. Stupid animal. All right, deconstruct this real quick, Rita. Oh, there were 2 of them in there. Lead you out. I can't. Hold on. Deconstruct. Deconstruct. Katina. Nope. Yoku. Deconstruct. I need those animals out of that pit. Okay, then defenses, fortifications, wood, and run it back. Yoko. No, who's got it? Ken. Get it. Silly animals. Wait, do I have a 3rd one of these now? I do. Okay, set your bed there. And then I have a couple of these that need spots. So there's that one, and then there's a second one here. It's 1 and 2. Okay. So everybody's got a spot in bed now. Beginning to get a few of these going. I need some more of these. I need a few of the other things as well. Go eat. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm just watching what they're doing. I'm not really sure how to comment about what they're doing. Don't you dare go in there. Ken? Thank you. Now you can go salvage. What do I need? Punching pole. Oh, I need leathers. Okay. I was wondering what I was missing. Alright, so for not feathers, but for leathers, let's go over here and hunt. Kill all the Noth. Now I've got my drones to do all my dirty work. And then I have some more bots to go and harvest, so I don't have to go and do it myself. Although they can if they want to. However, I need Ken doing more important things. I'm gonna wait until they're done with all of what's going on here with the fighting and to harvest it all before I then go over here and attack this nice grouping of animals. I want to start clearing out the animals around the base. Now, if they're here, they're going into here. Can start utilizing them, stocking up my leather, stocking up my my meats, getting everything squared away in the base, getting this taken care of. I need to begin preparations for my dogs. You see, there's a trophy to get a dog to training level 10 that I want to get. It's one of the few trophies I have left to platinum this game. I also have to do the trading outpost scenario, which, but yeah, handful of trophies left. I also have to beat the game with one survivor, and I have to beat it on the hardest difficulty. Yeah. And that's without game rules, the modifiers. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. But hauling in a bunch of food, a bunch of leather finally. Got them all butchering these recently deceased. As you can see them there, they're spread out everywhere. But get them harvested up, get their resources moved in, and figure out what I need to work on next. Oh yeah, another one of these. Leisure, another arcade if you'd be so kind. Thank you. Aggressive animals, from which direction? Out in the front, perfect. That's fine. I don't need to worry about over here. Got 92 metal. And here they go into my base. Because the animals wanted to go. Lovely. Pests. Honestly. You know what? Go get them. Get them, drones. It's not like they can spit back at me. They're not that kind of animal. And I just get to sit here and use this beautiful Air Force the way it was intended to be used, the way I should have been using it from the start. Picking off all of these bugs out here. However, it is a bit of a run. So I'm going to move my people up here to this top right corner, and then it's time to garrison everybody really quickly. I don't need them out and about getting killed while I'm trying to harvest. Okay. Now let's see what's going on. So they can't attack me up here, which is a beautiful thing. And at the same time, they're going to begin to move into the base because they want to come after my survivors, but they're not going to be able to. The entire time they're going through this trap field now, they're going to be being pestered by an air force. That's the other great thing about this defensive base. You know, when they get stuck and they start bleeding, they can't go anywhere. So they're literally a sitting target to then be farmed. And oh, I'm farming them. Go ahead and speed up time. Just watching their numbers dwindle long before my survivors get a chance to get their licks in. Here we go. Now we got a combination of my ground forces and the air forces picking apart these bugs from either end of the field. There's nowhere for these bugs to go except for straight to hell where they belong. Hurry up and die. Nearly there. Nearly there. Oh, come on, words. What's wrong with me? Okay. Once I get down to like maybe 30, I'll deselect my survivors. You know, I'm just going to do that now. They've got this. These 3 fighting drones, they've got this. Yeah. I mean, look at them. Not only are there 3 of them, which I'm going to try and work on boosting their number here shortly, which is why I've been working on the power. I want to add more of them in. But they cost a decent bit, if memory serves right. It's about 30 power each. No, 10 power. Okay. What am I missing? 2 electronics. They are 5 electronics each. So yeah, this entire section here will be for my power. The entire section. I'll have solar power on this side, and then I'm going to begin the rows of wind power on this side. I'm gonna have a whole lot of this stuff, you guys. Too much, to be honest. Yep, too much power. But it's better to have too much power than not enough. I mean, look at this. This is my nighttime right now. 700-ish. And these are pumping out 23 apiece, 24. With the rest of them built and several more, I can take care of my nighttime. Now, the trick is, you don't want to get, well, you do want to get all of your nighttime consumption taken care of, but you don't necessarily need to. You want to get most of it. The main trick with your power, especially when it's drawing during the nighttime, is look over on the left-hand side. You see power grid, status, batteries, production, consumption. Above the production on the right, it will tell you the percentage of battery and how long it empties. So long as you have enough power to supply you until the coming morning for the rest of your power to then take over and recharge your batteries, you're good. That's all. That's all you need, is just to have enough. I like to have 3 times production. Now what that means by the 3 times power production is I like to make, during the daytime, I like to make 3 times the production of my normal consumption. So 900, my daytime power consumption, its target will be 2800. It's only like 16, 17 right now, but I do have plenty more that will be, thrown in here. Again, you just need to get them filled. Since my batteries don't even drain to halfway during the nighttime, it only takes a few hours to charge up. Now, if it was more drained, obviously it's going to take longer. So it's just finding that perfect balance for you and your base and your power consumption. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to waste majority of your resources trying to, go above and beyond. I believe she had a railgun. If not, she's going to get one. 1 railgun, 2 railgun. Yeah, she had a railgun. It was Ken, Samantha, and Edmund. And then I've got Simon and Yoko, Rita and Katina. I think I'm gonna change percent. I'm gonna change V over to a sniper as well. Alright, so doing some butchering, which is the only downside to actually manually selecting these bugs to be hunted down, is then everybody goes and harvests them, which that's fine. I've got the 4 drones so that if they want to go and harvest, I've got one of them doing it now, but if they want to go and harvest, they can. There's 2 of them that are currently working on the bug problem. One of them's handling, 2 of them are handling traps. So once the traps are handled, the other 2 that are handling traps will begin to help with the bugs, and then we'll be looking at going back out into the field and supplying the base with much needed resources. What am I missing? I thought I had that leather. Where's it at? That's raw meat. There's the raw hides, and I don't have any. Huh? There's no way I already used it, is there? Really? There's no way. There's gotta be hides out here on the floor or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, there's hides and stuff out here that need to be collected. Nobody's out doing it. It'll get done here in a moment, you guys. Once they go and take care of these animals, the bugs get harvested, they'll go and start picking up what they should have been picking up. Honestly, it should have been done by this. I don't know why this isn't out there working. It's not turned off. There's no need for garrison. It's not broken. Full integrity. It's consuming power. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it collected hides. And then I've just got other resources sitting around here. Yes, I forgot the harvesting of the bugs. That always comes first. But as you can see, I've got an entire fridge. So I think I'm going to allow it into the meat soup again. Yeah, I'm gonna allow it back into meat soup. There we go. And that's our food. Alright, so that's going to be going in for the meat soup. What's over here? Fuel forever after some ale. Okay. And the other barrels are going. Let me see. Production. I'm going to add a couple more fermentation barrels. And those are going to be strictly for fuel. Add in 6 more. More than enough. I hope. No, the plan is to have an entire shelf. Couple shelves. Hold on, I'm going to make some more. I didn't realize how fast this was just storing up. Okay. And then after this, I believe that's all the time I'll have for this one, you guys. Let me just verify after I get done putting all this down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much out of time. Just got a few more moments to figure out what I want to set up for the next video. Yeah. Alright, so this video, I did move the power around. So it might be something like that, or I might name it Getting My Leisure Setup. I don't know. It'll probably be something with the power. This is the power's final home. So, I might name it accordingly. There's also plenty of babies that are being born. Plenty of food that's being eaten. I thought I said to store 1 slot per. Huh. Seems they're not listening to me. Oh well. And then this truck over here all by is lonesome. Oh, I got another one. Hold on. You got a friend. Owner. Draka. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Alright, so 2 over here. the original male and females over here. That way I know what my originals were. They're to not be trained. They're just here for the simple need of creating me food. These ones I probably won't butcher once they're ready, once their growth is 100%. I want to get the training going on. All of the babies I'll train. And then once the originals die, I'll just go out and find another male and female, bring them in, and rinse repeat. Anything I can train, when it dies, I'm going to harvest it for its parts. Obviously, this is a survival. Though if any of my dogs die, they get a burial site. It's only fitting. Alright, so all the traps are done. New Year's Eve is here. However, let me see if I can celebrate it. Probably not, but I'll get as close to it as possible. We've got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes until I hit that 1 hour mark. And I wouldn't mind, saying this is the 11th year for the next video. I'm about to start a year that I've never done before. This is literally the furthest that I've ever been, without a shadow of a doubt. And every second from here on out will be fresh territory for me. I don't know what the bugs have in store for me. I don't know the number that they're going to amass to take me on, but I'm preparing for them. And when they meet me on the field of battle, I will be ready. There will be no question, no doubt in my mind. I will take this problem and I will solve it. And I will murder every last one of them in the process. So if you guys enjoyed this video, we got another mech core. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button for me. Help me stick around in your algorithm. And it also shows YouTube that you guys are enjoying the content. So they'll want to push me out a little bit more than not. So it helps me, it helps my growth, and it helps grow the community that you guys are investing your time and your energy into. So it only makes sense for you to benefit yourself and me by hitting that like button and telling your friends about me, if you feel that I'm something that they'd be into. If not, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to not please anybody. I'm here just to simply give you guys something to watch, a little bit of entertainment, and maybe make you feel a little bit better about your life. When you hear how chaotic mine is, make you feel better about yourself. So that's my goal. So smash that like button for me, you guys. Other than that, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on when and where you're watching. Aside from that, you guys, you take care. You stay safe. It's a crazy world we live in, and you got to do everything you can. All right? So do that not only for yourselves and your loved ones, but do that for me. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourselves. Do it for your family and your friends. There you guys. Again, take care. You stay safe. I'll catch you in the next video. Later, guys.